join me up here. Well, I just wanted to take the time and thank everyone for joining us here today for this joint partnership between Bluegrass Crime Stoppers and the ATF. I'm Kristen Flum. I worked in the Lexington news media for about 20 years and just very recently took over a new position and a new role with Bluegrass Crime Stoppers as their social media manager. So happy to assist you guys if you guys need help in clarifying any facts or getting information out there. I'll be working with Detective Klingshern on the Crime of the Week and the Most Wanted Person of the Week, and really anything else that Bluegrass Crime Stoppers can do to help this community. We've got 4 speakers today. We want to be respectful of Chief Weathers and the mayor's time this afternoon. They've got some meetings to get to, so we're going to jump right in with things. I want to first introduce the chair of the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers board, David Ashford, to explain a little bit about our board and how this partnership came to be.
They keep hitting the pipe at your hands.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. Again, my name is David Ashford. I'm the current chair of the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers Association. And Bluegrass Crime Stoppers, for those who this might be new to you, we've been around since about 1994. And this organization exists for one reason, and that is to be that confidential conduit between the community and law enforcement. And we do that in partnership with the media. So the reason this program works is that we have a confidential path to allow the community to share information about things that are going on in the community to help law enforcement make those cases and make progress quicker. We all know that law enforcement has seen a reduction in their staffing levels. We see this across the United States. And this is one of the ways that we can really help our community and help them with providing that information that helps close the gap and make that cycle to work towards the solution of crime quicker. This partnership that's being announced today actually came from a start from last year around April or May when there was a Facebook post that was put out talking about the number of firearms that had been stolen from cars. And so that discussion led into the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers boardroom, and we asked the police department, what can we do to help? And so the Sergeant Miller went back to the detective bureau and said, what can we do? And so through that conversation, one of the partners with the ATF, Agent Mullins, got involved and said, hey, we would like to help too. So that's where we kind of started, and what we're going to announce today is the first ever partnership between a Crime Stoppers organization and the ATF to help us make an impact on getting a lot of these illegal guns and stolen firearms off of our streets. They almost always land in the hands of somebody who would do harm, and we know that, and so that's why this initiative makes sense for our community and makes sense for our police department. Any questions?
Thank you, David. And with that, I would like to introduce to the podium Special Agent in charge of the ATF, Sean Morrow.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon. My name is Sean Morrow. I'm the Special Agent in charge of ATF in Kentucky. ATF is very proud of our partnership with the Lexington Police Department, and we want the community to know that we've been working very hard to stop gun violence in Kentucky. I think it's also important to highlight the number of homicides were nearly halved from 2022 to 2023 here in Lexington, and we saw more than a 30% decrease in non-fatal shootings. There are several reasons for the reduction in gun crime, but none more important than the tremendous job that Chief Weathers and his team have done on focusing on violent offenders. With the combination of ATF's National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, or NIBIN, and the Lexington Police Department's Real-Time Intelligence Center, ATF and Lexington Police can better identify criminals who use firearms to hurt others. And with the help of prosecutors, we've been much more successful at removing those individuals from the streets. There's still a lot of work to do. So as we turn the corner into 2024, one of ATF's top priorities is focusing on the sources of crime guns and holding accountable those who illegally provide firearms to criminals who use them to harm our communities. In Lexington, theft of firearms, and in particular, theft of firearms from vehicles, are a major source of crime guns. And our investigations have shown that these thefts directly contribute to violence on our streets. Stolen guns often make their ways into the hands of shooters, and this is an area where lawful gun owners can help by safely securing your firearms and making sure that they are inaccessible to those that are not supposed to have them. that'll help drive down the violence that's caused by stolen guns. In the initiative that we're announcing today, ATF is teaming up with Bluegrass Crime Stoppers and Lexington Police to draw attention to firearms theft and its impact on public safety, and we're asking the community to help. ATF is providing $10,000 Crime Stoppers to be used as rewards for information leading to an arrest and seizure of a firearm used in a crime, or the arrest of a person in possession of a stolen gun. For this program to be successful, we need the community's support. You can contribute to public safety by providing information. So as we start the new year, ATF will continue to work closely with Lexington Police Department and law enforcement all across the Commonwealth to keep Kentucky safe. So with that, I'll introduce Chief Weathers.
Thank you all for being here this afternoon. First of all, I'd like to thank the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers and the ATF for their continued support and dedication to our community. Without their support, we would not be here today. To provide you with some statistics, there were 475 guns were reported stolen in 2003, or 2023, I'm sorry. 411 of those 475 guns were stolen from a vehicle. This means that over 86% of firearms stolen in Fayette County were taken out of vehicles. And that goes along with what I've always said, that public safety is the responsibility of everybody in the community. Everybody. Something as simple as removing a gun from your vehicle and locking it away. Something as simple as that can save somebody's life. That's what we're looking for. That's what we want. It concerns me. Those stolen guns don't just simply disappear. They're often used in violent crime. It's time to wake up and realize that. I know a lot of people want to put them in their vehicle and for safety and everything like that. But we gotta do better. We gotta be responsible. What the ATF and Bluegrass Crime Stoppers are offering us is a chance to get more tips to help us recover stolen firearms and to get guns used in crimes off our streets. But more importantly, hopefully, to prevent some of these violent crimes from occurring in our community. They are making a significant commitment to our public safety by increasing the payout for tips that lead to an arrest and a seizure of firearms used in the commission of a crime or recovering a stolen firearm. Like I said, I've said it before, but tips can help provide crucial information that can help us solve crime or prevent them from occurring. I encourage everyone with information to let us know. You can even stay anonymous by just submitting a tip through Bluegrass Crime Stoppers. Crime prevention is not just a law enforcement issue, but a community issue. We each have a part to play in keeping our community safe. Again, I'd like to thank Bluegrass Crime Stoppers Board, the ATF, especially Special Agent Sean Morrow, for investing in the safety of our community. I would also like to thank Bluegrass Crime Stoppers Coordinator, Detective Kristen Klingston, for her work to set up this conference and the work she does every day for Crime Stoppers, our department, and our community. So thank you all, and at this time I'd like to have Mayor Gordon come.
Good afternoon, everyone. I also want to add my thanks to the police department, to ATF and Bluegrass Crime Stoppers for working together, partnerships. This kind of cooperation may be unusual in some other communities, but it's a common practice for our criminal justice community here, and it's one of our strengths. I want to talk just a minute about the importance of Bluegrass Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers is a nonprofit that works with our police and with the media. Over the years, Crime Stoppers has made our city safer by helping solve thousands of cases, and that is quite an accomplishment. In this new partnership with ATF, Crime Stoppers has recognized the serious problem our community is facing related to stolen firearms, or the use of firearms in the commission of a crime. Today, this announcement that Crime Stoppers is again offering our police a helping hand, increasing the reward for information concerning the guns, is excellent. Thank you so much to Crime Stoppers, and I want to thank the citizens and residents of Fayette County who provide tips through Crime Stoppers. This is what the chief was talking about. This is our community doing this. There are many cases where police need a tip to make a case. So thank you again to all these folks who are involved. It's wonderful there's a safe, anonymous way to do this, and I congratulate all these folks on their partnership. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Gordon. I think I speak for the entire Bluegrass Crime Stoppers organization when I say we are extremely grateful to have the partnerships that we do with the police department, with the ATF, and with the mayor's office. We are pleased to be that conduit of information to get your officers the information that they need. I want to invite David back up to just talk briefly about the payout structure and how that's going to work, because there's quite a bit of money to be had here, rewards to be handed out, and I want to make sure we're all clear on how that works.
So with this initiative, we understand that to drive action, we've got to do something a little bit different. And that's where this initiative is going to do something a little bit different. So in that spirit, we're going to offer $1,000 for any illegal gun, recovered stolen gun, and that is going to be matched by the ATF's initiative of $1,000. And we thought, well, that's good. What if we get more than one gun? Because sometimes these arrests do have more than one, and sometimes these arrests are connected to things even bigger. So if an arrest yields more than one firearm, we're going to add an additional bonus of $500 on top of that. And that is all in addition to the structure that we've normally followed with paying our tipsters. We put some stats together to share with you all, but in the last 3 years, the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers program has made or assisted with tips leading to over 189 arrests, and 18 of those were homicide arrests in our communities. We have worked with agencies and organizations across the United States and locally. And so we really exist for one reason, and that is just to be that conduit of confidential information. And the information is encrypted. We couldn't get it if we wanted it, and this is one of the pillars to success. And Crime Stoppers is, a lot of people don't know the history behind that, but this organization has been around a very long time. Actually started back in 1976 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with a detective who was working a homicide, who was very frustrated because the leads, there were no leads developing. So he had a good contact with the media, and then said, hey, what if we offer a reward? And they did, and that yielded arrest rather quickly. And Crime Stoppers was born. And that has grown to an organization that is beyond the borders of the United States. There's Crime Stoppers organizations all across the world. And we are just one part of that. But we serve this community, and our goal is to make our community safer and make it tougher for bad guys to do business in our communities. So what questions do you have about the program, or what can I answer, help understand better?
Agent Morrow, do you want to come back up?
David, can you repeat that stat one more time? Number of arrests and
Okay,
in
it's
the
on
last
that piece
2
of
years?
paper. It's 189 arrests
Okay.
over the last 3 years.
Okay.
And then 18 of those were homicides. And then over 100 firearms recovered, over $300,000 in illegal cash taken off the street, and over $100,000 in tip payouts. And we count on the community partnerships to help us with raising money to be able to afford to pay those.
As far as the $500 bonus, is it 500 per gun seized or just?
Just for more than one. So if it's two, then that $500 will come into play. If it's five, it's still $500.
So for a maximum of 2,500.
Correct. Yeah,
A
so-
minimum of 2,000, a maximum of 2,500.
So David, can you also tell us, I think, how much Bluegrass Crime Stoppers is putting together, and how much the ATF is gonna match at that?
Yeah, so the Bluegrass Crime Stoppers Board has set aside $15,000 of our budget to do this, and the ATF is matching $10,000 of that budget to give us a combined total of about $25,000 we're gonna put towards this initiative. And we'll continue this until we exhaust those funds. We've kind of earmarked them and set them aside, and so once we exhaust those, then we'll look at the effectiveness of it, and then we'll reevaluate.
Any other questions?
Just one last one. Is it common for one tip maybe to lead to other answers? Is there ever that ripple effect if you kind of find that one clue and then it leads to others?
It's remarkable, the information that can travel, and even if the person thinks that this is not anything significant, and they decide to share it, that can just open the dam to more information. We've had cases that started with the simplest little mistake from the bad guy, and then somebody shared some information, and the next thing you know, we're looking at something that we thought was this big, and it's turned into something that's even gone outside of our state or more. So don't underestimate the importance of sharing those things. It's kind of this, if you see something, say something. That's what we're hoping to encourage. If you see something, you know it's not right, you can say something, and you can also feel confident in doing that because the system is going to protect your anonymity. That's what it's for.
David, I'll add to that. So obviously our goal here is to protect the public. We want to improve public safety across Lexington, Bluegrass Crime Stoppers, Lexington Police, and ATF. And so when we do recover a firearm, for instance, that firearm will give us an enormous amount of information. First off, we hope to be able to identify an offense, whether it's an unlawful possession or a firearm that's been used in a violent crime. Through ATF's National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, we can analyze that firearm to see if it's connected to other violent crimes, perhaps been used in a robbery or discharged in some other type of violent offense across the area. And so collectively, that allows our ATF special agents and our police investigators to go and investigate those crimes and draw links and better identify the people who are using guns to hurt the community. And so, as David mentioned before, just that tip has a tremendous potential to help us remove violent offenders from the street. And that's really what we're after.
Absolutely.
And I will just say, I mean, as the person who has been sort of the face of Crime Stoppers for the last couple of years, it has been remarkable to see the community respond to us as an organization. I think our brand has continued to get out there, our exposure, what we're all about, the fact that we do provide this completely anonymous conduit to submit information to the police, and they're seeing that it's working, and so they're trusting it, and they're turning to us. And I think people are just fed up about crime in their community, and they're saying, enough is enough, we want to help. I think there's sort of been like this snitch mentality, and that's really changing. People are taking back their neighborhoods, they're working with their police departments, they're working with us, and we have seen remarkable results, especially with these initiatives when we partner up. We're grateful that you guys have put your trust in us to handle an initiative like this.
And that's the way it works. It's gotta be all of us. It's gotta be the community, law enforcement, and the media. You all play such a key role. I would ask that when you all run some of the stories, if you'll make sure you put a little bit of our contact information at the end, whether it's the number, a QR, or any of that stuff. So, because a lot of times people will take that in different ways. And if they see that, we want to make it easy for them to be able to reach out to us and share that information. And so whenever you get a chance, if you can put that behind a story like that, where the police are running it as a Crime Stopper story, that will help all of us.
Because the information has to come through the Crime Stoppers tip line. You can't, a lot of the police department gets a lot of calls after we run a story, but it's important to remind your audience that it does have to come through the tip line to receive the payout. It also protects your anonymity.
Yep. Sure.
Thank you, everyone.